Welcome to Travels with Dottie. I almost made a dumb mistake with something I thought was simple. I figured if I bought a 4K TV, that automatically meant better. Problem solved. But what happened next forced me to admit I've been making the same kind of bad assumption in more than one area of my life. And once I started questioning that, a lot of things began changing for the better. So the first thing was, in my RV, it came with a TV like they all do, but it was small. And even though I was sitting close, I was having trouble reading the words because the screen was small, the resolution was terrible, it was clunky, it was big, there's technology, I gotta solve this. So I got one that was 32 inches, and boy, the place where it goes, like in my kitchen, on a thing off the wall, it was tight getting it in there. But I got in there, I spent hardly any money on it because Walmart, they've got these 4K TVs for like nothing. I could, $160 or something I paid. It wasn't much over $100. And I was thrilled. I got this thing in there and it went for 6 or 8 months. And then I noticed the screen, there was this big splotch on the screen, and it turns out the LEDs or something were blown, but the bottom line was it was junk, wasn't repairable. So, well, I guess I'll just go get another 4K TV. But those of you who've been following me know I found a new resource for making better decisions in my life, and that's ChatGPT. No, this isn't an advertisement for them. There's a free version. Go and get it. There are a million different ones. This just happens to be the one I use. No, I'm not pushing for it. But now we have that out of the way. I started asking questions about it. And that's how I first found, hey, what you're seeing is a total failure and it's just going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's a hardware problem. Your TV is toast. So I started asking questions about what do you recommend? And it asked me questions and we went back and forth and I described my requirements and my history and they said, buy this one. And it was a Sony, not a 4K, but a 750p, like a less resolution. And it was like way more money, like over twice the amount that I paid before. And I'm like, what's up? You're getting me less for more? So I started getting an education, right? In resolution, more does not necessarily mean better. And I knew about the history of Sony, the Sony Trinitron, and you guys remember this, right? They were the pinnacle. The Trinitron was it for color TV in the day. And it's because they had proprietary ways of processing the color and the image that were superior to the competition. And what I didn't know is that's still true today. And what the resource was telling me was, if you spend more money for resolution, you actually are going to find that you have a better picture, not worse, because of the more expensive processing that Sony does in their TVs. So, okay, I'm going to consider myself educated. And I bought it. And the first wrinkle was I set it up. It's set up very easy. And I sat and I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, I'm not sure this was accurate. I'm a little disappointed. So instead of just living with it or returning it, I complained to ChatGPT. And they said, there's something else you need to do here. They said, the way TVs are set up in the box, they're set up to be displayed. All of them are set up to be displayed in stores. They don't rely on the stores to set these store settings. They just make it that way every time. And the loser in that ends up being us, the consumer, because we have a TV that has settings that are geared to being in a showroom on the floor of Walmart. It's a different environment that we're in. So it walked me through doing probably 8 or 9 different settings. It took a while. It took about 10 minutes, but it would walk me through it. I told it what setup I had. I'm using an Apple TV. This is the TV I have. This is the environment I'm in. I took a picture of it, and it even noticed, there's a window behind it. There's light coming in. So it accounted for all that and had me tweak settings and then had me take a picture of the picture, and it would come back and say, okay, that's better, but let's tweak. And we kept tweaking, and they said, finally, you're done. You're there. You're dialed in. So I dialed in and I sat back and I was stunned. This, not only was it night and day compared to when I first turned it on, but it was way better than that 4K TV that broke. I'm like, wow. Then I thought, this one in the casita here, it's an inexpensive 4K TV. It's 58 inches. It cost me $220. That's ridiculous, and that's cheap. So I went back to my hero, ChatGPT, and said, hey, I have another TV. Can you help me with that? They said, absolutely. We went through exactly the same process. And boom, at the end of that process, I'm sitting on my couch the other night looking at the picture going, wow, that's these tiny little tweaks. And keep in mind, the whole time I'm making tweaks, I'm playing a video and I take a picture of it, send it to chat. It even said things like, find a scene that's in the dark. And I did that, and it adjusted the black levels or something. You don't even need to know the whys. You just listen to, and it was amazing. So I really learned something I never thought. Who'd have thunk? Spend less, spend more for less resolution. And that worked. So the more I start using this tool and the more I use it to question me, the better off I am. I always have gone through life with these assumptions about things that I've always assumed to be true. And I never really think about where they come from until I had a challenger. So here's another story, very similar. Do you see any cat hair or dog hair on my t-shirt? If you're a regular viewer, you remember back when I was getting frustrated because people were making nasty comments about the hair on the pet hair on my t-shirts. And I played it off as, hey, I've got pets. It's a sign of love for my pets. Leave me alone. People hopped on to the comments and backed me up on that. But really deep down inside, it bothered me. It especially bothered me when I thought I had a clean shirt on with nothing. And then I would record it and watch it in high resolution. Pet hair all over it. So I'm an intelligent guy. I got a high IQ. I got a master's degree. I can figure this out. So I tried all these things that you put in the washer and the dryer. I tried lint brushes. Different kinds of lint brushes. I experimented all over the place, but it kept happening, and I was getting frustrated. So I did it again. I presented my problem to ChatGPT, and it uncovered a belief that I had that I wasn't. No, you think cotton is better. And I did. I thought cotton is better. Synthetic things, polyester, that's all bad. Right? And I think that comes from something in the 70s or 80s where polyester was looked down on as cheap and commercial, and you want to use natural fibers. Well, ChatGPT said, with pet hair, it's the last thing that you need. You are every day you are putting on a pet hair magnet. And there's very limited on what you can do about that. The problem is you're buying the wrong shirts. Buy a synthetic shirt like the one I'm wearing right now, and your problems will be over. And he even said, Here's some inexpensive options. Well, that's what I did. And I found out some amazing things. One, they look better. These shirts look better. I know they look better on me. They feel better. And I mean, if you've got an 8K TV or something and you use a magnifying glass, you might be able to find a hair on here somewhere, but I don't see them. I mean, if there's anything here, it's far better than what it used to be. And my assumption about cotton shirts, that was just dumb. So I ended up buying a bunch of these. I took all my cotton t-shirts and I threw them all away. So now I just have these. And I got them from two different places. And this is another interesting lesson that I learned. And I learned it also from ChatGTP. There was a vendor, I think it's called 32 Degrees. And that was the number one thing that the chat recommended for my price point and what I wanted. So I ordered these shirts, and like March 24th was the order. And believe me, they're just like these that I got through Amazon, just slightly different, but they're going to be just as good, if not better. Great reviews on these shirts in this company. And the great reviews on the company, the reason is going to come through here in a minute with this story. I still hadn't gotten it. It's March 20th. And when I sat down to contact them, it was Saturday. So that was April. I said March, I meant April. I ordered the 24th of March. Saturday was the 18th of April, and I'm writing to them because I'm looking on the tracking. It had been sitting in Dallas, Texas. It's one of those deals where it's FedEx, but it hands it off to U.S. Postal Service. And it had been sitting in giving me for 2 weeks. It would give me a delivery date, and then that delivery date would come and it would erase it, and then it would give me another delivery date. And then on the third time, there's no delivery date, and it's just sitting there. So I contacted it. And here's what I learned from ChatGTP, and I probably learned this in kindergarten, but forgot it. Stand up for yourself, but be kind. Be generous and be polite. So that's what my email was. I expressed that I'm a little disappointed, but I was very polite. It was a pretty short email, and they responded to me pretty quickly and said, well, it should be there any minute. We checked on it. And I'm like, I was not really happy with that response, but I thought didn't really go and I didn't tell them that I had seen it sitting in that Dallas location for 2 weeks. And when you look at the tracking, you really can't derive that. So I wrote back and I said, what you probably can't see in the tracking is that it's been in where you're seeing it now for 2 weeks, and it's come up. And then I really emphasized the window. I said, Monday, it'll be the 20th. Almost a month has gone by and I haven't gotten the product. You know what they did? They wrote back and they said, you're right. We looked at that and that's unacceptable. We're going to ship you out a replacement for it right away. It'll go out first thing Monday morning. There'll be no charge. And should you receive the first one with our compliments, keep it. So what happens first thing this morning? About 9 a.m. I say, bing, your product has been delivered. It actually delivered this morning, but I get to keep it. The other one's coming. Then about an hour later, the other shipment notification goes out. So instead of $5 a shirt, it's going to be like $2.50 a shirt. But anyway, those are lessons that I learned. That kindness and polite, we all learned that in kindergarten. But somewhere I got the idea that you need to be firm and you need to be almost mean to deal with these companies to get what you want out of them. And over and over, I'm finding that's not true. That overwhelmingly, people, especially people in the service industry, respond to kindness. Right? Accurate, truthful descriptions of what happened and kindness, and not coming across as feeling hugely entitled. So that really worked. And here I am, this educated man, 66 years old, and I keep learning these sometimes very basic lessons over and over again. But when I do, I get excited. It's like, yeah, I've been dragging along my whole life with some of these false beliefs, but they're not false beliefs anymore. I'm excited because I'm getting better. I'm growing, and it's my life just keeps getting better the more I have an open mind to things. And I found in retirement, having an open mind to things is easier. I've got more time to have an open mind, and it's fun and it's exciting. And I know this is a pretty short video for me, but I could keep rambling on the topic and you would get really bored, but this is really all I have to say about it today. And I hope you enjoyed my story or stories, and that some of you might get something out of it too if you're anything like me. So that's it. And when am I going to see you? I'm going to see you tomorrow.